Find the composer. Since song titles cannot be copyrighted and often are not unique, when you are searching for the sheet music for a particular song, it helps to know who composed it. Unfortunately, we've all come across patrons who will blithely claim that the song's performer is the composer. When you are not familiar with the tune, how do you identify who wrote it? There are several ways actually, and the SCLC Webbiographies can help. Come with me for a quick tour. From the SCLC homepage, click on the following in order: Reference Center, Humanities, Music and Dance, and then the subject heading Associations. Then on this list of associations, we'll scroll down briefly till we come to the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, which is better known as ASCAP. ASCAP is one of 3 performance rights organizations in the United States. Click on ACE Repertory and click here to search the database. Search choices are titles, writers, performers, or publishers and administrators. Let's pretend that we have a patron who is looking for the song The Way We Were, which she says was from a movie of the same name starring Barbra Streisand. So we put in Way We Were, choose titles, and search. What we come up with are about 9 titles here, some variation of The Way We Were. The one we're looking for here is number 3, because it says From the Way We Were, meaning it's from the movie. And here's Barbra Streisand listed as a performer with her first name spelled wrong. As far as the composers are concerned, that's the writers over here: Alan Bergman, Marilyn Bergman, and Marvin Hamlisch. If you haven't found your composer on the ASCAP site, there are 2 more organizations that you can check. ASCAP's sister organization is right under it on our Webbiography, Broadcast Music Inc., better known as BMI. Click Search on the top right to get to search the repertory, where the drop-down boxes offer you searches by title, artist, publisher, or songwriter, composer. Let's say your patron is looking for a song called Jolene that was made famous by Dolly Parton. Since we already did a title search, let's do an artist search. So switch to artist. Then we put her last name first, Parton, no comma, and her first name, Dolly. Hit go. Okay, and you'll see there's 137 titles that Dolly Parton has registered with BMI. The song we're looking for, Jolene's, actually on the 3rd page, song number 68. And if you click on the title of the song, you'll get this record here. Shows that Jolene's the legal title. There's an alternate title, Easy. Besides being the artist, Dolly Parton's also the composer. Publishes Velvet Apple Music, and these are all artists that have performed the same tune. One final performing rights agency you can search is SESAC Repertory. It's the penultimate link on our associations list, right here. This is a much smaller organization, so I don't use it much, but I thought that I ought to mention it. You'll have to click on Continue in order to get to the repertory search page. It probably comes as no surprise that your search choices are song, writer, publisher, or artist. This time we're looking for the composer of a song called Best Man by the teenage singer Blaine Larson. So we're going to put Best Man, song, search repertory. Okay, then there's a list here. They're not even numbered here, but looking through it, the seventh one down has one of the publishers, Blaine Larson Music. And one of the writers is Blaine James Peterson, which is Blaine Larson's real name, which and also Timothy John Johnson. This Rory Lee's also one of the writers, but this I means that he's actually assigned with another performance rights agency other than SESAC. We can also check, now that we know that he was the writer, we could check what other songs he's written. So we're just going to use his performing name here, Blaine Larson, and in this case you put the name in frontways instead of putting the last name first. And these have all the same numbers, so this is all the same person, different spellings. This is a spelling I'm used to for it. Shows that he's written all these songs, including the one that we had just looked at, Best Man. While it's not a performing rights agency, there's one other site that can be helpful in finding the name of a composer when you only know the song title and who performs it. In order to find it, we'll have to go back to the Music and Dance Bibliography and click on Radio/Records. It's the first link up here, All Music. Where the drop-down boxes choices are artist or group, album, song, or classical work. Our phantom patron is requesting the sheet music for Betcha by Golly Wow from the 1960s. He doesn't know who wrote it. So in order to make it easier to find, we want to find the composers. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for the song Betcha by Golly Wow. Click on Go. And Wow is right. There's over 300 titles plus listings for this name. These are all albums that include the song supposedly. When we look over here on the right under composers, we see that the composers are all Linda Creed or Thomas Bell or T.D. Bell. So it's pretty safe to say that they're the composers of Betcha by Golly Wow. And we'll just check on this first one. It's a Dionne Warwick's album called Friends in Love. Here's Betcha by Golly Wow, and it lists in no uncertain terms that Bell, which is Thomas Bell, and Linda Creed are the composers of the song. So now that you've got the composers, you can go back and use that to help identify if there's any sheet music. I also remember now that the Stylistics sang it, and if you want to look further down, there is this listing here for the song that includes the one by the Stylistics. Here's Betcha by Golly Wow by the Stylistics. I don't know. I think they mean Thompson. It says Tompkins here, but that's not quite right. Click on that. And this is all the albums that it appears on, which is not really what we're looking for, but if you happen to have a patron who's looking to find an album, you could see the best of Stylistics, and then you could try to see which library has an album that contains this song. Now that you know the basics on sheet music searching, I can leave you with a song in your heart, but hopefully not stuck in your head.